Welcome to Spirits and Screams.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Spirits and Screams. Tonight we're going to take a deep dive into the Taiwanese horror film from 2015 called The Tag-Along. This one's got lots of supernatural in it, and apparently it was the highest grossing film for Taiwan of all time, as well as its scariest movie. So I'm really excited to chat about it, and let's just get right into it and have a look. The Tag-Along from 2015. Wei becomes suspicious when his grandmother disappears from home. When he checks the cameras, he sees a little girl in red following her. When Wei goes missing, his girlfriend discovers a connection to an urban legend about the girl in red. So you guys, I randomly found this one on Tubi the other day, and I had a watch and I really loved it. And the reason I chose to watch it, because I know there's a lot of horror stuff on Tubi and you never know what you're going to get, but the cover art and the description just really resonated with me, and I thought I gotta check this out. And I'm really glad I did, because it was a lot of fun. Gotta tell you up front, this one does have subtitles, and if that's not fun for you, then you might not like it, but for me it was totally fine. I really liked it. I love watching foreign films. They're some of my favorite films to watch, and yeah, I highly recommend that you check this one out. This one draws inspiration from an urban legend from their nation about the little girl in red. She's kind of featured here and there throughout, and she's pretty creepy. I'll have to dig more into that whole urban legend, but it's kind of something to do with living in a forest, coming out a creature, human looking, that could be demonic possibly, that comes out and like lures people back into the forest, and then they never kind of come out. That kind of a story. The way it's portrayed here is really, really cool. And I'll also let you know this review will not have spoilers of any kind, so it's totally fine for you to watch if you haven't seen it yet. But for sure, go watch it after you've seen this, and come back and chat with me in the comments section about what you thought about it, because I'd love to chat about this one. I just love foreign films so much. I think they're so much fun, and the subtitle and stuff really, for me, it makes me think a lot more, and I just find Asian horror to be very, like, it's kind of, I like it. It's my kind of thing. I love the nuances, the way that they kind of show things, and the stories are very creepy, and this one gets particularly very artsy and very crazy, and I really love that. Also, the special effects, there's a lot of CGI in it, but somehow they've made it really work well. I found many times shivers up my back while I was watching different parts and different moments. And the opening credits, which I've told you before, that really does it for me, either makes or breaks the film, are so cool. It's like a really neat kind of graphic that's red with black, and it's kind of like a floating thing with like blood and stuff. Anyway, you gotta go check it out and let me know what you think about it too, because that I thought was really, really, really awesome. The score in this one is super cool too. I really love it. I really want to start collecting soundtracks and things on vinyl. I think it'd be so fun to sit in a dark room and have that music playing, maybe while you're watching the movie even. I think that would be really fun. I just find I'm not very musically inclined. I'm, in fact, not musically inclined at all. But I love listening, and I love hearing people that artistically create unique things with music. I think that's really, really awesome. I really wish I could do that, but unfortunately I can't. But there are many, many people out there that can, and I can appreciate and enjoy it. But this one has a really good score. Really enhances the whole thing. Really, really creepy. And I guess I should tell you that this is the first of 3 films in the franchise. So there's this one, there's the Tag-Along 2, and then there's the Tag-Along devilfish. But I am going to chat with you guys about this first film, and then I'm gonna go off here and I'm gonna watch the other 2 movies because they're all on Tubi. So that's really, really cool. You can just do the whole 3 movies back to back if you want to, a little marathon watch if you like. I think that would be so fun to do, so I'm gonna do that. And then maybe I'll do another video and talk about these other 2 films if you like. But definitely chat with me about this one in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you have any other foreign, horror films, even if they're subtitled, that you want to share with me in the comments below, please do that too. This one is sort of supernatural based horror. So I kind of like that, but it doesn't have to be. I'll watch anything. So the story goes, this realtor named Wei, it's spelled W-E-I, but they kept saying Wei in the movie, so I expect that's how you pronounce it. And he has lives with his grandmother. I guess she raised him because his dad was never there or something like that. So they're together, and he's typical young, I expect 20-something-year-old, kind of rebellious against his grandma. His grandma really loves him. She's still looking after him as though he's little, taking care of him in her house, that kind of thing. And he's got a girlfriend named Yi Chun, and they're together. She's like a radio broadcaster, so she has a radio show, almost like a podcast, but I think it was more of a radio thing because of the time period. And they are together, pretty well in love with each other. He's really in love with her anyway. And grandma's like, you need to invite her over to meet me, that kind of thing. And he decides he's going to do that. And he's got this whole back story plan going on. He's going to buy a place, he's going to marry her and have kids with her, but he's working all the time and struggling. We learn later that they kind of lost their fortune, all their money. They were well-to-do, and so he's had to work really hard to get where he's at. And I think the radio broadcaster, kind of expects him to be doing better with himself and making more money and that kind of thing. So she's not really sure about him, but he doesn't realize that. Anyway, he pitches to her this whole thing. He's actually taken a mortgage out on the grandma's place to buy this other place, which is just gorgeous, actually. Sort of springs all of this info on her that he wants to get married and have babies and blah, 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 blah. She says, that's not what I want, right at the moment. I still want to be with you and date you, but I don't want that right now. I'm not ready for it. Financially, we're not ready for it, that kind of thing. He's crushed, but they stay together. And then mysteriously, his grandma disappears. And later he finds this camera with her and her friends hiking. And then there's all these weird kinds of things that start happening. People kind of disappear and come back and all kinds of strange things. But like I said, I'm not going to get into all of the details because I don't want to have any spoilers in this one. But yeah, really, really weird. The setting is so creepy right off the top. The way that they film, they have really kind of tight shots, and you're constantly, at least I was, scanning the whole thing, looking for little things to kind of pop up and happen. And you do get a lot of that, little subtle, spooky things that I'd actually like to watch this again because I'm sure I missed a lot of stuff, but really jump scare, creepy things that really are effective. And like I said, some of the things were so creepy, I got chills up my back. Like, it was just so scary. As a result of his grandma disappearing, of course, there's like an investigation, and he's constantly looking for things. And in that little videotape, while grandma and her friends were hiking, there was a little girl at the end of the group in a red dress, and then that kind of sparks off the whole thing that there's something weird going on there. What I loved about it too was that the uncle gets involved, there's people, but everybody's kind of on the same page as far as the whole supernatural thing goes. So rather than like disbelieving and the usual kind of thing that happens when something weird starts happening, the police get involved and everyone doesn't believe the person and all these weird things are happening. They think more logically about it, but everybody's kind of on board and has that sort of supernatural spiritual thing in their thoughts. So they immediately do chanting and prayers and Setting off firecrackers is supposed to ward off these evil spirits and stuff like that. So I thought that was a really different angle to the whole thing and really neat. I liked the way that they put that across, because I think it was so much different than the typical, the person, weird things happen, they saw a ghost, nobody believes them, they think they're crazy, on and on it goes. They didn't really do that. I thought that was neat. There's lots of dream sequences in there where the person feels they're having a nightmare and they jump out of it, but that all really works well too. The whole thing's filmed, it's very atmospheric. There's forest shots that are really creepy and neat. The acting's super good, so you really get drawn into it, but it has this kind of grimy, dark, but realistic look to it that's really fun to watch. It makes it so much more scary. And it's all shot very close up kind of thing. So there's things that happen that are just so cool. And heavy CGI, I'm positive, but it's so good. Like, it's just so well done the way that they did it. It's so scary. The creatures, the stuff that kind of pops up. So very fun. I really want to watch it again for that. You know, it's even a film that I liked it so much watching it that I probably would add it to my collection. Definitely one that I'll rewatch again for sure too. I just really had a fun time with it. The characters in a lot of ways are very confused about the stuff that's going on, and you're not whammed over the head with the mythology of it, the story behind it. It's just kind of subtly portrayed to you. And that's cool, because when you see the characters, there were moments that I was like, is that person just crazy? Is it all in their head? Or are these things actually happening, or what's exactly going on? Which led to there being some bigger, meaning behind each of the things, which is really fun. I like that a lot, actually. I'm not going to get into details about exactly what, but it just was very interesting. But they didn't pull you out of that supernatural part, if that makes sense. They kind of kept you there and went with it. But at the same time, it could be somewhat left up for interpretation, the ending. So I loved it. It takes place in Taipei City, and Aoi and his girlfriend are, riding around on a scooter. That just adds to the scariness of it, because to me, scooters don't go as fast, and they're open to the elements outside, and everything's very dark, that kind of thing. So that's really cool too. And there are possession elements to it, but they do it up in a really different way. I really liked it. We learn a little bit about the little girl in red, who is like a specter, a ghost, and she haunts places, and she can have at anybody she wants that comes in contact with her, kind of thing. And it's creepy because nobody's safe, it's kind of open-ended like that, and it's lots of frantically trying to figure things out as they go to save people, and things kind of going wrong and whatnot, and lots of dream imagery and that kind of thing to make it even more confusing. There are also a lot of bugs in this movie. And if you don't like bugs, then you might not want to watch this movie. Just saying. There's lots of very gross scenes with bugs, actually, too. And there is a lot of practical effects as well, and they're so effective. So much so, I couldn't watch this one scene. I couldn't watch the whole thing. I had to just kind of go, okay, I know what's happening. Let me know when it's done. And like I said, there's forest scenes in this movie, as well as city scenes and inside interior houses and that kind of thing. And the forest stuff's really creepy and well done. I love that. I love hiking and nature and that kind of thing. So I just think that's so much fun to have horror set there. And we get that idea of the girl in the red dress in the forest, living in the forest. And there's also a concept that they talk about, one of the characters talks about, where trees actually possess souls, and if you cut down a tree, the tree will take your soul, to have it in the forest. And I thought that was really cool, because that was random and out there. I just finished watching The Guardian, which is all about that, and reviewing it, you guys know, and I randomly found this movie and it had that little bit in there. What are the odds? The entity in this film plays tricks with your mind and your reality, and in doing so, there's a lot of sort of heavy topics and backstories from the characters that are revealed as we go. I'm not going to talk too much about that. You have to watch it to find that out, but I thought that was really clever too. And there's a scene that's a little bit like Alien. And I thought that was really neat. So yeah, when you see that one, let me know what you thought about that. It's a really surreal, weird, strange, fun film. And I really had a good time watching this one, and I highly recommend that you check it out. For my review, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5, a sinfully delicious popcorn flick. You know, after I watched the next 2 movies, I might even upgrade that one to a 4 because it was really a fun watch. Like I said, subtitles, not sure you're going to like that. I don't mind them at all. I find those to be very, very fun to watch. And yeah, so you guys, if you've seen it, let me know what you think. If you haven't, go watch it, please, and come back and chat with me about it. Long comments like you've been doing. I have so been enjoying you guys chatting with all of you and meeting new people on my channel. I'm so thankful you guys are here because it just makes watching movies so much more fun. And yeah, guys, also, I don't know if you saw, but I'm just a few away from 1,000 subs, and I can't even believe it. It's been probably 4 years in the making. I know I'm slow. I'm kind of slow. I get sidetracked. I get caught up with life. I take time off. I come back. Spent a lot of time live streaming. But the last little while I'm, you know, staying focused and really doing movie reviews because it's what I love to do the most with my channel. I think it's so much fun. Yeah, so anyhow, I'll let you know how that turns out. I thank all of you new people that have subscribed. I really appreciate you guys, and I have been having so much fun chatting with you. I love all the movie recommendations you're giving me. Believe me, I've written them all down. They're on my list, and I'll eventually get to them, I promise you. Yeah, so you guys, I just hope you guys get to check this one out. I really had fun with it. And I hope you have a really great rest of your evening. And we'll see you again on the next one. Bye, guys.